D. Riders, my co-host,
J Bell.
and this is
Final thoughts.
Today's topic: how to approach a guy without looking thirsty. Let's check it out.
If you are interested in how to approach a guy without looking thirsty, then stay tuned. Another thing is be prepared for him not to be interested, just in case. Like, you want to have confidence, but at the same time, if he does reject you or turn you down, it is okay. Brush yourself off, walk away, and go have a good time with your friends like you were. No harm, no foul. So the first tip I have is spot out the one you want. When you're out the club, you're out the bar, you see him, like, okay, you spot him. Check out who's with him. Is he with a group of guys? Are the groups intermingled with girls? If he's intermingled with girls, you don't want to make the mistake of maybe going up to somebody with a girlfriend, or maybe they're in an intimate situation. So I kind of stay clear from those instances and make sure that I'm looking for the guys that have guys' nights or somebody that's by themselves. It's very rare that a man will go out by himself, but that's the kind of scenario that you want. So be mindful. The second tip is try to make eye contact as much as possible. And I'm not talking about stare. I'm not talking about being creepy, but you do a little flirty look. You know, you look again. You want to send as many signals as you can, you know, little flirtatious, but you don't want to stare, you don't want to look creepy, you don't want to look desperate, you don't want to stalk him. You just give subtle hints, and if you get nothing in return, like if you don't get this stare back, if you don't get the slight smile back, if you don't get anything, then don't worry about it, move on and keep it pushing. Okay, so for whatever reason you can't get his attention, or he's with his boys or anything like this is a very bold move. I've done it, it works. Thing you do is you walk up to him, you're very confident, very, you know, very gracious, and you stick out your hand and you introduce yourself. You say, "Hi, my name is, I think you're very handsome. Do you have a girlfriend?" I normally say, "Do you have a girlfriend?" because if you have a girlfriend, that kind of covers your basis of having a wife. But nowadays, sometimes you have to ask because men can be slime balls. But whatever way you want to word it, "Do you have a girlfriend?" is most likely my preference, and you wait for his response. Most guys will shake your hand back and say, "Hi, nice to meet you," or they'll smile, or they'll get jittery, because a lot of guys aren't used to women coming up to them in such a bold way.
So, that was a lot. That was a lot of info. All right, there.
I think it was a lot of valuable info, and the beautiful part is that it's coming from a woman. So it's not a man, telling women how to come at men and all that kind of stuff. It's coming from a woman.
Right. So how do we feel about her tips and tricks?
I think for the most part, she's spot on. She just is.
Yeah. I absolutely, I agree. But
So like, well, I think it was the third one. I'm not entirely sure which number, but she said, "Leave in the middle of a good conversation." I was just like, oh, how you knew about that?
fellow checker, right?
How did you know about that?
That's dope.
That is good, because it leaves a man wanting more. And I think she eventually say in a video that it'll prevent him from hunting others, because you're not giving him his your number,
right,
and stuff like that. Right. So he's gonna, like, if the conversation fire, he gonna make another trip around.
True that.
What you think?
Yeah, that part was out, and it was kind of like I felt a little play, like.
So y'all been doing this to me.
Like, so we just gonna play this little game, huh? That's what we gonna do. We gonna string you along like a little cat or something.
Yeah, but it worked, huh?
But I'm like, I get it.
It worked.
It works.
Because you knew you was in that situation before.
Oh yeah. And it's like, and I really appreciate not only like the initial approach, but also them saying like, "I'm gonna be over here if you want to chat again," and then they go.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it's up to us to kind of, decide if we want to continue or not.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with it. I'll be the cat on the string if it leads to us having a conversation again, or potentially, ending up with something more.
It speaks to the whole notion of men being hunters. Like going out and trying to, you just get it.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
We live in a society where women like being approached. They don't want to approach. They don't want to holler and all that kind of stuff like that. But I think that the thing that she said in the video, I thought that was pretty valid. It was kind of cool. Like, you can go up to a man and you just say, hey, and give him a handshake, and you still have that body distance between you two.
Right.
And hey, and start the conversation.
True that.
What's wrong with that? I don't see nothing wrong with that.
There wasn't anything wrong with it.
Because it's happened to me before. I'm sure it happened to you, right?
Yeah.
And it's welcome.
Yeah,
It's
definitely
welcome.
appreciated.
Please talk to us. We will not bite.
She was absolutely correct in her saying when she said that giving out your number kind of somewhat closes the door for further communication and leaves him the ability to go out and hunt some more. And as much as I kind of didn't like hearing that, it is true. Like, I found myself kind of in that scenario as well. Of like,
course,
when
me
you
too.
when you get a girl's number, it's kind of like, okay,
All right,
I'm done with
move
that.
on.
Let's keep going, all right? And I'm trying to actually get better with that, and where I'm trying to be more, I guess, not go for the number close too soon, or even really at all, in going out and meeting women, because we can do the very same thing that she's talking about. Go up to a woman,
this is good.
have a conversation, leave her wanting more, and leave without getting the number. I'm like, okay, I just wanted to have this conversation. And now it's a whole different dynamic.
They'll call you a pickup artist if you did that, though.
Which is weird, right?
But if they did that,
you see how, like, I'm okay with being the cat on the string, but her being okay by and
you're being
pulling
manipulative.
me. Right.
Yeah.
But if we were to do it, it's kind of manipulation.
Yeah.
In that area, but that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah, we actually talked about pickup artistry. You could check out video.
Oh yeah,
It's good,
It
filled
is.
with good information. But we are talking about this, and what do you think about the the eye contact thing?
I still think it's stupid. And we talked about that too. Like how you would have to be it would have to be extremely overt eye contact. Right?
She would have to be like that, and we like that. So we both like this. I'm like, all right, I got you.
We here. Got you. I'm on the way.
Right.
Yeah, I still think that there's I think 3 problems with the whole look and smile and wink, gesturing towards people that I think that I don't like. And one is that it's not overt enough, because it's not overt enough. Somebody can misread what you're saying or what you're doing. Right? I'm sure it's happened to thousands of men before. As we speak, it's happening right now. There's a woman looking at a man across a bar or across a grocery store or something, and he's like, is she looking at me or is she looking at the bartender? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, the stock guy.
Right.
I don't know.
So it leaves that space for miscommunication to be had. And if you like someone, what is paramount is avoiding miscommunication.
Absolutely.
So you have to be direct in what you're doing. And I think I talked about this before, and probably one of our earliest episodes, the idea of gesturing towards men and women not being direct, and that's lending itself towards you only allowing the guys who are good at talking to women access to you. Right?
Yeah.
So a man who's good at picking up these social cues, you look at him, he's on it. He's done it before. So he's read these social cues and he's good at perceiving them. But a guy who's not used to it, maybe a guy who just got divorced or got out of a relationship and he's been out of the dating field for a while, or a guy who's just not used to social cues with women. You deliver those same social cues to him, you're throwing it at a wall. He's not gonna get it. Right?
Yeah.
But the guy who's good at it,
He gonna pick it up.
he's gonna pick it up, right?
Yeah.
So that's my issue. That's my only real issue with the whole I'm gonna look and wink and hope that he comes up. Like, no, get off of your ass and go to him and start the conversation.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the handshake and that little intro greeting. You know, my name is this. What's your name?
Right.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think. Like, why? Okay, women, ladies, why is that an issue? Like, why is that a problem? You know, he doesn't see you. Like, let's go into the scenario. He doesn't see you. You see him, and you just like, I'm very attracted to him. I would like to know who this person is.
Right.
What is really the problem with just making your presence known? It's nothing thirsty about that. Right. We got to get out of this culture of people that think that women who just say hi is thirsty. No. Come on, man. No. You could be missing out on somebody that's really compatible with you. Just because you're going according to society and the rules society made and whatever and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense. Just make your presence known. Like the woman said in the video, you can go up, shake his hand, have a conversation, leave, and at the height of the conversation, you know, if you're any woman, I guess, that he values or at least want to know, he will do exactly what she said.
Yeah.
You know.
True story.
I can't speak on the whole buying you all these drinks. He did bring up drinks a lot. I was like, I don't understand that part.
But regardless,
he will at least find you because you told him where to find you.
Yeah.
He will find you. I mean, I've been in that scenario before, and sure, yeah,
true that.
you have a valid point, and you don't come off as thirsty. You just come off as someone that's interested. And now you've piqued my interest. And now I'm interested. That's how it works.
It's pretty straightforward. I mean, did you have any issues with anything that she might have? What didn't you agree with? You think that she said? It wasn't much to disagree.
I mean, how could you disagree with it? I'm like, the eye contact, like what you said, it's just it could be a little off-putting because you don't know who they're looking at, and then it depends on like the proximity.
Exactly.
If they're way over there, you really don't know. Yeah. But if they're like sitting this close and they just like, well, you're looking at me, right?
I'm still gonna be like,
oh, so you talking to your boy?
I'm still gonna be.
So she's like, hi. She'd be like, yeah, I'm talking to you. What? Stupid.
I'm gonna be stupid for no reason. A lot of what she said was on point. You know, like there are you gotta step out of your bubble and out of your comfort zone. You have to stand out, right? And I think that's one of the issues I had with the whole staring at people thing is that ladies, every other lady under the sun does this. Like, this is how women like shoot their shot generally. It's not that, but this is how women make their presence known.
They say shoot their shot.
They look at you.
Uh-huh.
So put yourself in that position of like you're looking at this guy who you find attractive, right? If you find him attractive, there are other women who find him attractive. If you find him attractive and you are in that bar, there's probably another woman who's in that bar who finds him attractive. And guess what the odds of you doing the same thing that she's doing is? Pretty high.
The same.
Yes.
Almost, yeah.
You're both looking at this guy, and he sees both of y'all looking at each other. Now he has to make the decision of which woman he wants, which is fine. He's gonna do that anyway. But
he has to figure out
Yeah.
if they're looking at him for one. Before he could choose, he got to figure out me. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
or
right,
boy,
right.
you
Exactly. Especially
like
if we're in
him?
a group.
I don't
Especially if
know.
we're in a group. So
Yeah.
we in a group and we see two women looking in
Our direction.
Is she looking at me? Is she look? I don't know, son. I don't know.
and
But
it happens.
yes, it does happen.
And we've been wrong.
Yeah.
I think she looking at me, and then they holler at him because
Yeah.
he got dreads. And they like dreads Rasta, you know, like they're like, oh well, I was wrong.
Right.
We
But
both sitting down drinking. She looking.
who is she looking at?
Yeah.
We don't know. So imagine how much you improve your odds by getting up, walking over, and starting a conversation with the person that you like. And the woman who also finds him attractive is still over there looking at him. Who do you think has his attention?
The woman that's like in his presence.
The woman who's
right
having
there.
the conversation
Yes. Yeah.
with him. So do like I've said before, you're doing yourself a favor by opening up and starting a conversation with a guy.
And you know what's the best part about this? Because we actually talked about this when we had our first guests on our show. They are married and happy.
Yeah.
And guess who started it? It was the women. You can go and check out our relationship, the marriage one we did with Don and Ray.
Yeah.
It was the women.
Yeah. They started the
was the women.
conversations. They came up to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Victoria started the conversation with Don.
Right.
And Ray's wife,
Yeah,
she
Donisha.
said something to someone else, and the word got
Right,
back,
right.
like it traveled,
Right.
and when it came back, it was like he didn't even notice
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
You can watch the episode. We're not making this up.
He really did not notice.
We're not making this up. This woman watched this man for about a year or something like that.
Yeah.
Until he got out of his situation and all that kind of stuff.
right.
Her presence was known at this point because the word didn't travel to him, and they just had to make this thing. You know, like they greeted each other, and it was just like,
Yeah.
And he's like the Russell Wilson of the group. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to my boy Ray, bro. Like and Don too.
Yeah.
Because they have very strong, loving relationships with their wives, and that's where a lot of people are trying to get. You know what I'm saying? We're doing this episode because we want to see that too.
Right.
You know, it's not like we anti that. It's just get out of your ways. Get out of whatever's been taught to you about not doing this and that and the third. We're in 2021. Go get it if that's what you want. These people are happily married. Happily. And doing well.
Well.
You know what I'm saying? And they love each other and you can see it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not speaking from like I don't know. Like I'm surrounded by this, and that's just two people that I'm bringing up. I haven't brought up other people. Like I can. We know more
easy.
people.
It's pretty
That's
easy.
just, you know what I'm saying? So like, just talk to us. We're not gonna hurt you. We're not gonna be. You know, like,
Say hey, see how you doing. And there's a method to the man. Like understand that what she's advocated for, the steps that she's put out is what we want in its simplest form, right? There's better ways to go about this. There's methods for a woman to go up to a group of men and start a conversation with the entire group and not come off as desperate or thirsty. Depending on what she says, what topic she uses.
Really, dog?
There are ways to do it. I wouldn't mind like having a video of that, like the methods in which the methods in which a woman could speak to a man, hold a conversation, a long conversation with a man she just met, without coming off as thirsty, without coming off as desperate.
This is my thing.
And still get what she wants.
This is my thing. We don't call them thirsty.
Guys. No, actually, no.
Think about it.
Yeah.
You look at a woman that come in a group and just start a conversation, or she coming at you and like using her tactics,
Yeah.
or not using her tactics. She could just be bold, way bolder than what the woman on the video was talking about.
Right.
We don't. I have never called a woman thirsty for like trying to have a conversation with me. Have you?
No. I
Like
never-
okay, expand it out. Our friend group. And this is real time. We have not talked about this. Think about our friend group. Any man that you know in our friend group ever said that, man, this woman thirsty, upon meeting them?
No.
I don't know why women do this. Y'all hold each other to this standard, and it causes this kind of stuff. Like y'all think, oh, you being thirsty, you a pick me, and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. That pick-me mentality that is derived and proliferated amongst women.
Amongst the women.
We don't call women pick-me's for approaching us.
No.
That's not us.
We want you to approach us.
Women call each other.
We're okay with it. We're okay with it.
Y'all call each other pick-me's for that. We don't do that. We would prefer it. But amongst women, you look down on each other for doing it. And it's just like...
It's baffling. It's baffling. I don't get it. No, men will pursue. Men will lead. Will do all of that kind of stuff. We do. But it's nice to have a woman that just come at you sometime. You know, like, hey, damn, you know, I guess I am a little handsome. You know,
I didn't know.
You right.
I didn't know.
That's cool. You know, so
we like to be wanted. You know?
yes, we love
That kind
to
of
be
stuff.
wanted. We need that.
Yeah.
You know, reciprocation like that. It's key. Reciprocity. If you know the conjugation, don't worry about it. Fucking with people.
So you got your final thoughts.
Final
on
thoughts.
this?
My final thoughts is to just not get so overwhelmed with the idea of being thirsty. Really, you like put that thing on the side, let that thing go. Because I said earlier in this video, you could really miss out on somebody that you're compatible with, and they just didn't see you. It's not that you're not attractive. They just didn't see you. And it happens. They could just be at the bar, they could be at the lounge, they could be at a Mardi Gras parade or whatever. But they just didn't see you, baby. Like you gotta speak up sometimes. Just talk to us. It's okay. It's okay to talk to a man, to start a conversation with a man. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You want the man to lead, you want the man to do all this. That's fine. But it is okay to start the conversation and then allow him to lead or, you know, guide the conversation and all that kind of stuff. That's cool. But you put in that effort. That effort goes so far with men. I don't think y'all understand this. I don't think it just does. For me, personally, it does. And that's my final thoughts. What's your final thoughts?
Well, I agree with like 95% of what she said in that video. Like, she was pretty much on it. And this is just like the basics. This is the bare minimum of what I would like to see male and female relationships, where women feel comfortable at least approaching men.
Yeah.
Right? This is, you know, we're laying the foundation at this point. So if you can at least do this, what she said, walk up to a guy, shake his hand, have a small conversation. Hey, I'll be over there if you want to continue. I'm okay with that. I'll accept that, right? Rather than you just staring at him from across the bar and not saying anything. You know. Now, there's levels to this, of course. There's improvement to be made on both sides, and I want to get to the point where women can go up to men and hold a conversation and walk away with his phone number and not feel like less than a woman. That's where I would like to be at. But the thing is, it's going to take women for us to get there. Like, y'all gotta throw away this whole pick me mentality.
Right.
Y'all gotta throw away this whole oh she being thirsty mentality, because it's actively hurting you and the women around you. Because now no woman is gonna want to approach a man because she's afraid to be deemed a pick me by her other peers. So there's a lot of development that needs to be made here. And this is step one. This is step one. So ladies, please, let's take this step. This one crucial step. And that's all.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I agree.
Yeah. Thank y'all for tuning in to us once again. Listening to our ramblings. We could be wrong. If you feel like we're wrong, leave a comment. Let us know what you think.
I think we won this one. That's gonna be my thing. I think we won this one. Like and subscribe.
Please do. Please do. It does help us out a lot. So appreciate y'all. You follow me on IG at BWriter.
Man, you can follow me on IG at chaos_Noop. It's chaos with a K.
Alright. And once again, I'm BWriter.
J Bell.
And this is Final Thoughts.